Yeah. I'll try streamers out here. I'm going to cast this streamer all the way out like that. Put a little bow in my line and just let it drift through like that. Just like that. Some twitches in it right about now. And just strip it in. So farther down from me, I have another angler. He's streamer fishing. But he's streamer fishing real close to shore, so I'm going to try to get a little farther out. And maybe those fish haven't seen his efforts. Just strip it. A little twitch to it here. Let it straighten all the way out to my rod tip. See my rod tip out there? I want it moving all the way towards my rod tip. Right about there, I'll strip it in. Hopefully I'll hook one. Lay my eye out like that. Pick it up again. Way across the river. That's right where I want it to be. I got a little bow in it like that. And I'm just letting it rip right through there like that. Right about now, it's starting to swing. So it's swinging right in front of the main channel. Start jerking it a little bit. Some action on it. This one's got some shoulders to it. Oh, man, he's good sized trout. There he goes. There he goes. Yeah, I'm trying to get the side pressure on him. He's a big trout. He's got some shoulders to him. And he took that a version of a black slump buster that I tie up, a little stinger on the back, barbless hooks. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike, the old fish hobo, Northwest School of Fly Fishing, and I'm here to talk to you today about streamer fishing. Yeah, I know there's a million videos on streamer fishing on YouTube. Gosh, there's volumes of books written on streamer fishing. It's rarely that you have a fly fishing magazine that doesn't have something about streamer fishing on it. Well, streamer fishing is the bastard child of fly fishing. It's dry fly fishing and nymph fishing. That's it. Those are the two things that we do when we fly fish. But then there's streamer fishing. And it's a interesting thing, the streamer fishing. I get a lot of questions over the years on streamer fishing. Probably the most common one I get is, when do I streamer fish? Well, there's really no defined answer to that. Typically, a logical answer would be, well, when I can't catch them on a dry fly, I can't catch them on a nymph, then I'll try streamer fishing. And yeah, there's some logic to that. But usually I can see the water I'm at, and I can say, this is really good streamer water. Then it becomes, how do I do this? And that's where the volumes of books and YouTubes, and they're going to tell you all kinds of things. And I could probably sit in front of this camera for hours and talk about streamer fishing. But really what I want to do more than that is I want to start talking about streamer fishing on YouTube, but I want to do it in a different way. I want to do it in a technique type way that really works. And so that's what I thought I'd do today, is talk to you about a technique in streamer fishing that I find is very logical in how we look at a river and how we should start fishing it. So streamer fishing is a impulsive aggressive strike. Science can't tell us what hits a shiny chrome blade, a lure going through the water. Whatever makes a fish do that will make it hit a streamer. So it's very similar to lure fishing. But it's also important in streamer fishing that we get our streamer down to where the fish are. So when we talk about a technique that works real well in both big rivers and small rivers, is being able to fish across the river as well as you're fishing it close to the river. So on a normal river, you have this river in front of you, and you have a shallow side on one side of the river and a shallow side on the other side of the river, and the river in the middle. And let's use that in this scenario. So I'm talking to you about fishing the inside of that say tail out, and the outside of, say, that tail out. This is how I really kind of view it, and how I think you should try to look at it next time you do this. You need to fish those two things separately, and especially in really big rivers. Such as what you saw in the opening scene here, is what I'm doing is, and really what you don't see is, I've already worked the inside of the river, and now I'm really working on the outside of the river. And how I really want to do that is, I'm just taking and I'm casting that streamer all the way straight at a 90-degree, or maybe an off angle if the current's going this way, at an off angle. And what I'm doing is, now I'm going to put a bow in my line. I'm going to try to get a bow in the line. And that's, my streamer's right here, and it's going to, floating line, it's going to go all the way to my rod tip, and I'm going to use the force of the river to swim my streamer like this, down current, just like this. Not across, not stripping back, not swinging, but swimming across this way. And now what you have, instead of a lure or a streamer, an aggressive impulsive strike, instead of it going this way in front of one trout that doesn't want it, you can cast it all day long. If he doesn't take it the first time, he's not going to take it at all. Now you have a streamer that's flowing this way in front of one trout, and maybe another dozen behind it, and that's a swimming prey. So I want to cast it across the river, I want to put a bow in my line, and I want to swing or drift it almost like a Euro drift or a drop shot drift, where I'm moving that rod in parallel with that curve. Now, it's going to reach a point in time where that streamer is going to run out of line. It's going to stop. At that point, now it's going to swing. It's going to turn like this. I got my leader attached here, and now it's going to drift across the river where I can strip it back. Out, swims like this, stops, turns, and swings across the river, and I strip it back. And then I'm going to move down the river, Okay, start the process again, and then when I swing it back down the river, this time it'll be more down the river where other trout haven't seen it, and I can strip it by that way. And I've already performed that function in close into me. Now, keep in mind, the river's going to dictate how you streamer fish, and you're going to do different things different ways. But as a general rule, this is how I want to swim my streamer through. Now, we got basically two types of rivers. We got a big river and a smaller river. In big rivers, I like to use bigger streamers. And in small rivers, I like to use smaller streamers. So I have two fly boxes, one with big rivers and one with small rivers. And the river that you're seeing me fish on this video, it's a pretty big size river. And I'm using, you know, fairly decent size streamers in that river. I mean, they're pretty good size. This is probably a good 3 inches, and I have them longer. Generally, a lot of times too, is that when this streamer's coming down the river like that and turning and coming back for the strip, the fish will hit it from behind. You know, the trick that I use is in my big streamers, I use large hooks, and this one's a size 2 steelhead hook. But I add 2 hooks. I add a stinger hook that looks something like this, where I actually have a hook in the very back, because those trout will come up from behind, and trout don't go like that. They just kind of suck it in, and they'll short strike it and hit that tailing hook. So if you tie your own flies, that's a good way to do it. Now you can buy these in fly shops too. Discount Flies has these, and you can buy them there. And they're articulating flies and such. That works real well. In smaller rivers, I don't use those stinger hooks, and you have to be real careful too, because some rivers are governed by rules that single barbless hook, and this is not a single barbless hook. This is barbless hooks, but it's 2 hooks, so that wouldn't be allowed. So check your regulations for that, and that will eliminate those short strikes. So this is one of many different techniques out there, and from time to time as I progress through these instructional videos on YouTube, I'll add other techniques or other strategies and techniques in streamer fishing that will help you too, especially in the wintertime when streamer fishing can be really good. But anyway, hopefully that you'll find a nugget out of here that you can use in your own streamer fishing. Certainly you can leave a comment on your ideas, or you can contact me and we can start a discussion on it. In any case, somewhere where I live, somewhere where you live, I hope to see you on the river.